Welcome everyone. This will be my AGATHA All Along episode 7 video. So we will break it all down. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos and watch out for spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet. AGATHA All Along episode 7 is chock full of story reveals as its predecessor was. This time linked primarily to the character of Lilia, as has been the case with the MCU Witches Road in previous installment, provided another trial for the Coven to overcome. By the time of AGATHA All Along episode 7's ending, it became clear which member of the Coven this specific trial belonged to. Billy and Agatha have an awkward walk and talk, Aaron Sorkin style, down the Witches Road. Agatha thinks Billy is trying to read her mind and says he can just ask her question the normal way. Well, every question except Ryu's whereabouts. That one's off limits. Agatha is Wanda's ex-bestie, after all. Isn't that why Billy came? No. Billy insists instead. He's here to get what he wants at the end of the road, and he already has a mother who is not Wanda. After some pressing, Agatha admits that she is unsure if Wanda is really dead. She saw her body, but she is not sure anyone else did. Billy looks like visibly confused and frustrated at Agatha's answer. This led her to tell Billy that if he wants straight answer, he needs to ask a straight person. Despite the vagueness, this exchange could mean that Wanda is not dead after all. Many have theorized that this show, specifically that powers of the Witches Road, could lead to Scarlet Witch's resurrection. After Agatha's comments in AGATHA All Along episode 7, resurrection may not be entirely necessary should Wanda still be alive. The castle offers a costume change as per usual, casting Agatha as the Wicked Witches of the West, a character Agatha herself apparently inspired, and Billy as a Maleficent. He's slaying and he knows it. They see a tarot table and a timer flips, showing the test has started. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the trials of their lives. Billy is confident he can read Agatha's card, but quickly becomes apparent he is an amateur at best. When he puts a card in the center, a sword falls, the first of potentially many as the entire ceiling is littered with them. Agatha says tarot is a scam like any other, and decides to give it a shot, randomly tossing cards down, but the swords only continue to fall. They are completely hopeless at this, and it only gets worse when the ceiling starts to descend lower and lower. Billy wishes for Lilia to be there with them, but Lilia is not there. She is in the cave with Jen after following a gross tunnel because Lilia said they needed to look for shelving, something Lilia now doesn't remember saying. Lilia also doesn't remember that Teeny is the son of the Scarlet Witch, despite apparently having informed Jen. Jen tells Lilia she is acting wispier and cookier than usual and reveals that 5 minutes ago they had a beautiful heart-to-heart. We flash back to Lilia's previous outburst and piece together that she was trying to warn Alice not to save Agatha. We then go much further back, seeing young Lilia in Sicily learning from Mistra before she turns into a present-day Lilia. It's been a long time she is going to have her first lesson again, tea leaves, which Lilia always thought she was bad at. Back in the cave, Lilia tells Jen she is not confused, she is frustrated that Jen only sees her as a baddie. Jen responds by genuinely asking what else she should see. Lilia tells her time is an illusion. As a child, she experienced her life out of a sequence, getting flashes and gaps. It is happening again, and it's getting worse. Jen compassionately tells her that it sounds terrifying. Lilia thinks maybe it is happening because she is close to the end of the road, and she is not so sure if she wants her power back. Lilia and Jen find themselves in the castle, and Lilia is ready to fight with Billy. But to everyone's confusion, Billy thought they were cool. Still, he apologized, telling Lilia his powers was a surprise to him too. He wasn't trying to lie, and he would have used it to save Alice. Lilia realizes he's reading her mind and recalls that bar mitzvah. Jen plays a peacemaker, reminding Lilia that time is an illusion and to trust her when she says that she is not mad at the kid anymore. Lilia is a mad. They are all in witches' costumes, but pulls herself together, remembering she was doing a reading for Billy before she got confused. She is not sure what went wrong, as everything she said seemed pretty on point. Billy presses her about whether she cast the sigil, and she admits to it. She saw who he would become and knew he needed time. We continue to flashing back to Lilia's outburst in previous episodes, and everything Lilia says starts to come together. We also keep getting glimpses of her and Mystra, where Lilia admits that she is not rooted in nature, nimble with her craft, or part of a coven. This disappoints Mystra, but Lilia thinks it's better to be fraud and hermit than to go through the pain of loss. Lilia confesses she can't control her power, but Mystra tells Lilia her task is not to control, but to see. In the cave, Lilia finds Billy's spellbook and admits to Jen she put her gift away because all she saw was a death. Their conversation is interrupted when they overhear Billy and Agatha and fall into the tarot room from a bookshelf they find. Lilia takes control of the massacre tarot spread and tells Billy he must ask a question that's essential to his journey. Despite Agatha telling him to ask whether they are going to make it out, he wants to know whether he is William or Billy. The sword stops and Lilia tells him it's a good question. Lilia does a safe passage spread, which includes who the teen is, the path behind him, his path forward, his obstacle, and potential windfall. He must overcome them all to reach his destination. No more snide remarks from Agatha or Jen now. They shut up and watch Lilia work. Lilia tells Billy he is the magician with enormous potential. What is missing is joy and reunion. Still, the swords keep falling. What is she missing? Lilia tells Mystra that the reason she came on the road wasn't to get her power back. It is that she is a forgotten woman. What's the worth remembering? Lilia wants to know that she saw Mystra death coming, that she saw her whole coven wiped out by a fever, but nothing could stop it. Mystra tells Lilia that death comes for them all, and it's what they all have in common. When will it come for Lilia? Lilia puts the pieces together. She is going to fall. Mystra asks what she will do with her remaining time. In the cave, we see Lilia wake up and tell Jen everything about Billy, the trial, and the shelf because she knows that she won't remember in few minutes. Jen sees a path of the witch's road. But the Salem 7 came before she can schedule her way out. Once they leave, Lilia announces that she is choosing the trail path and hopes Jen will join her because she is her sister in the craft. Jen looks longingly towards the exit, but ultimately goes with her. Back at the trial, Lilia knows what she did wrong now. She was reading to the wrong person. She has to read for herself. She is the traveler, the Queen of Cups, who is empathetic and has an inner voice that can be trusted. In the flashback, Mystra encourages her, and in the present, the swords stop falling. The ceiling, however, keeps descending. Lilia keeps reading. What is missing? 3 of Pentacles, community. The path behind is the Knight of Wands, who is brave fighter. The path ahead is the High Priestess, who has spiritual power but is unwilling or unable to use it. Obstacles, 3 of Swords, heartbreak, sorrow and grief. Windfall, Tower reversed miraculous transformation. Destination, death. We see Rio approach Lilia in the cave. Doesn't she recognize her? Rio is death. Marvel Comics, Lady Death has long been theorized to appear in the MCU, with AGATHA All Along episode 7 finally confirming how she does so. In the episode, Lilia used her divination power to fit together her seemingly non-linear life and came to the conclusion that death awaits her at the end of the journey. However, Lilia sees death in person, represented by Aubrey Plaza's Rio Bita. There were few clues as well. Rio entered the witch's road by emerging from grave. Rio said she will take the coven's body once Agatha kills them. Agatha pleaded with Rio not to take Dean when he was stabbed. Rio said she had to do her job despite hurting someone she loves, referencing taking Nicholas' scratch from Agatha. Rio laughed when the Ouija board mentioned that death was among the coven. Rio stated she hates ghosts, likely because ghosts are spirits who defy death. Rio disappeared after Alice's death, as she had her job to do. The ceiling of swords stops and rises again. They have passed the trial. Lilia has saved them. Lilia tells everyone that Rio is death, the original Green Witch. Agatha admits it's true. What can she say? She likes the bad ones. The exit opens, and on the way out, Lilia tells Agatha that when Rio calls her a coward, she needs to hit the deck. She gives Billy his spellbook back and tells Jen she needs to go ahead of her. She is the path ahead. Lilia tells Jen she loved being witch and sacrifices herself to defeat the Salem 7. Lilia turns the tower card upright and They all begin to float and then drop onto the swords, with Lilia falling last. We end with a flashback of young Lilia joining the Mistra for her first lesson. The villains in question are AGATHA All Along, Salem 7. These witches have been teased as the show's primary villains thus far due to the bad blood between them and AGATHA. AGATHA All Along episode 5 revealed that the Salem 7 are the children of the witches AGATHA was shown to kill during the flashback to the Salem witch trials in Wandavision. In AGATHA All Along episode 7, the Salem 7 seemingly corners the coven. However, Lilia succeeds in passing the trial, allowing Jen, AGATHA and Billy to escape. As a means of ensuring the Salem 7 do not follow the coven she has come to love, Lilia strays behind and uses one of the visions to defeat them. Her previous outburst of the tower reversed referenced what Lilia called the windfall, which saw her reverse the gravity in the tower and impale the Salem 7 on the swords hanging from the ceiling at the cost of her own life. AGATHA All Along episode 8 and 9, Billy will face his trial. This will likely to see confront his past as a willing captain and his new features as Billy Maximoff. Similarly, it could answer the lingering question over Scarlet Witch's fate, as well as where Tommy Maximoff is. Meanwhile, AGATHA and Rio will likely have a final showdown. While mysteries remain over what Lilia meant when she described Jennifer as the path ahead and someone of immense spiritual power in AGATHA All Along episode 7, teasing a big finale ahead. Thank you guys.